Hey, what's going on, YouTube? This is Styles, and I just want to hit on the past Mayweather versus Cotto fight. Now, you can say what you want about Cotto, but Cotto, he really came out that night to fight. Now, I know the first thing a lot of people are going to do, they're going to look at a comparison between Mayweather and Pacquiao's performance against Cotto. They're going to look at what Cotto was able to do to Mayweather that he wasn't able to do to Manny Pacquiao. And they're also going to look at the fact that I think Pacquiao dropped Cotto in that fight, and he also stopped him. The referee had to stop the fight. So I know people are going to compare those two fights. Okay, now let's look at this. Mayweather went up to Cotto's weight class and fought Cotto at his weight, meaning that Cotto was in weight drain. Manny Pacquiao, when Cotto fought Manny Pacquiao, I think they had a catch weight, I think of 145 pounds, 142 or 145 pounds. Either way, it was a catch weight fight. And I think that was another big difference in the outcome of those two fighting. Now, it was also, as I was watching the fight, I kept hearing Manuel Stewart saying that Cotto was missing a lot of those punches, which he was, but a lot of them got through clean. But on the other hand, Floyd Mayweather was missing a lot of his shots too, because Cotto kept a pretty tight defense when he was fighting Mayweather. And Mayweather did win the fight, don't get me wrong. Mayweather won the fight, but it just wasn't the usual performance that you see out of Mayweather. And I also noticed when I was watching 24/7, his Uncle Roger, when they were riding in the cars, Uncle Roger told Mayweather that, hey man, you just need to be more active, become more active. And Floyd Mayweather's reply was, he can't stay more active because it takes 6 months to make a pay-per-view fight. So Mayweather is kind of trapped up in this pay-per-view game where he's going to make more money fighting pay-per-view. That seems like that's the only fights he's going to be taking until he retires. So we won't see, at best, we may see 2 fights a year at best. But, depending on when the fights are made, it may only be 1 fight a year. But Cotto, I take my hat off to Cotto. Cotto came to fight. Cotto put up a good fight. He blooded Mayweather's nose up. He caught Mayweather with a lot of shots. And that's another thing. All fighters, after they fight so long, they start to diminish just a little bit. Is Floyd Mayweather starting to show signs of getting old or diminishing? Or is his reflexes slowing down? Or did Cotto just come in well prepared for that fight? It was a good competitive fight from bell one, from round 1 all the way to round 12, in my eyes. Now, what's next for Mayweather once he gets out of jail? Will Manny Pacquiao still be on the list? Because let's not forget, Manny Pacquiao has a very tough fight coming up June 9th. And a lot of people are overlooking Bradley. There's a whole lot of people saying that Pacquiao is going to get in there and he's going to destroy Timothy Bradley. And I highly disagree. I believe that's going to be a very competitive fight. And I'm thinking that Bradley is going to pull that off. because this you can't. I mean, and if Bradley does lose, nobody can say, hey, this was a catch weight. Pacquiao had him weight drain him. Nobody can say none of that because Bradley was already fighting at a lower weight class. So if anything, Bradley is moving up in weight. So he's not weight drained, and he's also fought at 147 before. So this is gonna be a much more competitive fight than people think. A lot of people overlooking Timothy Bradley, but Timothy Bradley is a smart fighter. And I just hope in that fight there's not no clash of heads, which it tends to be when you got southpaw versus a conventional fighter. You tend to get clash of heads, and Bradley has been criticized in the past for the headbutts. But let's hope we don't see none of that. But a lot of people, y'all overlooking Bradley, but Bradley may get in there and tap that ass. Now, back to Mayweather. What's next for Mayweather? If Pacquiao, let's just say Bradley whoops Pacquiao. So what's next for Floyd Mayweather? Now, I have a fighter in mind, which a lot of other boxing fans have thrown out there, and yes, it's Sergio Martinez. I believe with the performance I just seen with Cotto versus Mayweather, I believe that Martinez will give Mayweather all kinds of problems because Sergio Martinez, in some of his older fights, a lot of fighters, they move away from the jab, but in some of his older fights, Sergio had a pretty good jab. He had a pretty good strong jab. He threw it with authority in some of his older fights. If he brings that to the table, I see him giving Mayweather some serious problems. I'm not gonna go as far as saying that he will win, but I think he has a great chance of defeating Mayweather. And that's probably besides Manny Pacquiao, that's the only serious competition I see for Mayweather once he does his jail sentence. But Cotto, I take my hat off to Cotto. He came in and he fought a good fight. Everybody thought that Cotto was just gonna get dominated. And he really didn't get dominated. He did lose the fight, a real close fight in my eyes, but he didn't just go in there and get dominated the whole fight. He gave Mayweather some real problems in that fight. Mayweather didn't look too good in that fight. Even Lil Wayne was sitting on the sidelines looking concerned. It was one hell of a fight, and I know Mayweather was saying that that's what the fans want to see, blood and all this and right that there and the third. But hey, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what you're saying. The fans want to see. Cotto drew blood up out of you. You ain't let this man. You ain't let him hit you. He hit your ass whenever he connected. He hit you. So I kind of think that was kind of some damage control by Mayweather, saying that, that's what the fans want to see. They want to see a good fight. No, Cotto was touching your ass. Cotto was touching you. Cotto did pretty good. Cotto did a very, very good job. Put up a very good fight, in my opinion. And Mayweather, I don't know if it's the inactivity. I don't know if that's catching up to him or what it is, but Mayweather better stay sharp. The best thing Mayweather can do is, even when he's not preparing for a fight, still train like he's preparing for a fight. Just stay in shape. Stay ready to go. Now, he was in excellent condition. Don't get me wrong, but I believe that this inactivity, I believe that this is. I think that's going to be Mayweather's downfall, and he can't help it because he's in the pay-per-view game. So he has to take these pay-per-view fights because he knows he's going to make more. He's going to make a boatload of money. So he can't fight but maybe once or twice a year. And I'd be surprised to see him fight twice a year. But I think that's going to be the ultimate thing that catches up to Mayweather is his inactivity. You know, and there's some hungry guys out there I know, especially after they saw this fight. You know, a lot of people may even bring up the argument saying that maybe Floyd Mayweather made himself look lesser, so they will be eager to make the Manny Pacquiao fight. And I don't think that's the case. You know, Cotto came in there with a real tight defense. He didn't give Mayweather too many looks. Mayweather had to resort to going around his glove and hitting him. And he also had to bring out the uppercut, which he did use the uppercut a couple of times against Victor Ortiz. But you know, Cotto came in there well. Cotto came in there well prepared. You know, I take my hat off to Cotto's trainer as well. You know, I know Floyd Mayweather's Uncle Roger was saying it ain't no science. You know, it's skills. You know, but that science put some on Mayweather's ass this time. That damn science Mayweather knew he was in a fight after this fight. You best believe that. Mayweather knew he was in a fight after that fight with Cotto. You best believe it. You best believe it. And some people want to see a rematch in that fight. I kind of would be interested in seeing a rematch as well, because Cotto brought it to Mayweather. People, I know that's a side of Mayweather I haven't seen for a long time since he fought against Costello for the championship a while back. But in that fight, Mayweather did suffer injury, I believe, to his left hand in that fight. But then when they had the rematch, Mayweather dominated him. And if Cotto and Mayweather was to rematch, since Mayweather has pretty much fought him 12 rounds and been there with him 12 rounds, Mayweather may come out and put on a better performance than he did this time against Cotto. So you never know. It might be, you know, Mayweather may be one of those fighters that, you know, once you fight him and then you go into a rematch with him, you know, he's gonna perfect his game plan and really destroy you. So for that reason too, I would be interested in seeing a rematch. But Cotto gave Mayweather all he could handle, and I just want to hit on that. You know, I know the fight's been over for a week or two now, but you know, I just want to hit on that. Cotto put up a real good fight, and you best believe Mayweather knew after that fight that he was in a fight. All right, holler at y'all next time. I'm gonna be talking about Timothy Bradley versus Manny Pacquiao. Oh boy, peace.